Hey guys, we're out in my backyard and I decided I want to put a dipole on the back of my house. I've tried flat side on my house so many times and it's always noisy, but I've always tried it in the same location. So I put together just a basic dipole and I'm going to put this on the back of the house and see if it's quiet. A vertical antenna is fairly quiet where I have it located, where I've tried to put a flat side. But a flat side over there just doesn't work. On my garage over there, I have the same issue. Any antenna that I put on the front of the garage is noisy. If I put it at the back, it's nice and quiet. So I'm hoping I'm going to have the same thing here. Let me show you what we got here. I just built something simple. Got a couple of Stauf clamps. These you can get right on eBay. They're cheap too. S-T-A-U-F, I believe is how they're spelt. Stauf clamp. And what I did was I just took a couple of pieces of aluminum angle iron, drilled a couple of holes through it, through the pipe. And can we see in there? It's just carriage bolts. You can't put a bolt right straight through because it'll end up crushing the pipe. So I had to use 4 little bolts on it, and then I just put the Stauf clamps. And on the antenna, I have a fiberglass rod that slips inside of each one. If I can get that one-handed, the antenna's bobbing on the other end. That'll just slip right in there. And you notice there's a screw there. And where is it? We have a screw hole right there. So that will go over, and then that screw goes through the aluminum and into the fiberglass just to keep it locked in the right position. And we'll have about an inch in between the two halves. Now let me get this thing put together and we'll stand it up on the house. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to hook up the rotor today. My rotor cable, the other cable that I have, is it's in use at the moment, kind of. So until I finish up with where it's at, this is just going to be pointing north and south for now. But it won't be nothing. Once that cable is freed up, then I can bring it over here. The hardest thing is going to be stringing it through the attic, because I just set the coax out the eave of my house, and I'll have to do the same thing later with that rotor cable. All right, let me get this thing put together and stop talking. So I have the antenna put together. The elements out there. And what I did was I tinned the wires, because the wires are just going to clamp right to there. And you do not want to put copper against aluminum. And this antenna, I just didn't feel like putting in the effort to make up some stainless steel sleeves like I've done for the other antennas I've built. This is going to be good enough just being tinned. This antenna probably is not going to stay here. I made it just a nice simple setup so that I can move it around. Because like I said earlier, with the noise that I get, I'm hoping that this location will be quiet. I wouldn't mind having an antenna right here, but being simple, I can move this thing around and see if there's any quiet areas around my house. All right, let me get this coax installed on there. Then we'll put this thing up in the air and check the tune. All right, let's check this thing out. We get my antenna analyzer hooked up. Let's get right down to the right band. And with that, on the bottom of 27 megahertz, we have 1.07 and 43 to 44 ohms of resistance. Let's go up to the middle. Close enough. SWR of dead flat and 47 to 48 ohms of resistance. Let's go up. Oh, look at that. On channel 31, we have a flat match with a perfect 50 ohms of resistance. It looks like on 3 or 4 channels we have a perfect match. And we go up to where I use it the most. And on channel 38, we have a flat match and 52 ohms of resistance. Let's go higher. Up on channel 50, 1.07 and 55 ohms of resistance. Now I'm comfortable with anything under 1.3 and anything between 40 and 60 ohms. Let's see where it looks like the resistance is going to get high before the SWR does. Oh, it's still right on the edge. I'm trying to go up to where, there we go, to 61. Alright, so I can go from the bottom. We're going to go back down again, see how low it'll go. But we can go all the way up to 27.800 and being very comfortable for me. The SWR is good, 1.25 and 60 ohms of resistance. That will treat an amplifier just fine. Let's go all the way back down to the bottom. Alright, we already saw the bottom. We have 1.06, 07, and 43 ohms, 44 ohms of resistance. Let's go down. At 26.800, we got 1.24 and 42 ohms. We're reaching the bottom of my resistance area. Let's see where... Oh, it went back up. Oh, but the SWR climbed. I wasn't watching the SWR, I was just watching the resistance. Alright, that's where I'm comfortable using it. So this thing's pretty good. It'll go from 26.720 all the way up to 27 what was that? 80? 27.800? That's pretty good for that simple, basic little dipole. Alright, let me go back outside and finish that thing up. I guess I only have it part way up at the moment. It's about 4 feet above the bottom of my roof line. I'm gonna push it up higher and just leave it be. It seems like it's pretty good. Well, look at that meter. That meter is showing only 3 dB of noise. Right now my vertical antenna is showing 5 dB of noise. If this flat side was in that same location as the vertical, it would be 2 dB more noise. So it would be about 7 dB of noise if that dipole was on the end of my house. But at the back of the house, look at that, during the day, on a quiet channel, we got 3, bouncing up a little bit more than that now and then. But about 3 dB of noise. That's fantastic. I may have already found the location for a beam. This dipole was really just to test it out, just to find a quiet area, something simple and easy to put up. And it certainly was. Let's go outside and take a peek at that thing again. Well, I got the sun blinding me right now, but I hope it's coming out okay on the camera. There it is. It's up in the air. I did end up connecting the rotor to it. I dug out the cable and hooked it up because the thing works so well and so quiet. I wanted to be able to turn it. I'm going to leave that there for a few weeks, and I'm most likely going to start looking for a tower to put right in that location. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.